as you know, I'm on a never-ending quest of curiosity in my garden and food forest. And last year I was on the quest to finding a source of natural sugar. And after harvesting a few of my bananas and plantains, and this is my latest batch of plantain, I decided, let me process one of these to see if I can make sugar out of it. And after a day of chopping and juicing and slowly cooking down the amazing liquid I got from an entire tree, I came out with what was approximately about half a cup of thick custard that tasted very much like a starchy molasses. And if I was to dehydrate it and take it a step further, make an actual sugar, I'd make probably about a tablespoon of sugar out of an entire tree. And the amount of effort it takes into processing an entire tree for a tablespoon of sugar, I decided it really wasn't really worth it. But this year I discovered apparently some people eat the heart of the banana tree. So this one specifically here is a plantain that I just harvested the bunch from, and they only fruit once. So I would normally chop and drop it or feed it to my goat or attempt to make sugar from it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off all the various layers of this tree, and inside is going to be a long heart of the actual plant. And I'm going to attempt to cook it up and see if it's any good. And if it is, well, there's something more for me to add to this year's harvest weigh-in for the week. So let's give it a try and let's see if it's worth it. And is it a bust? Is it a fail? Or is it something I'm going to become addicted to and constantly want to have cooking in my kitchen? There, you could see it. That's the heart of the banana. Let's cook her up and see if she's any good. Just a quick one. You can see I have peeled it all up, and then this is what I am left with. And I've got a piece that's probably about 3/4 of a meter long. So it's not terribly long, so I don't want to harvest the entire tree and then sit with a pan of food I can't eat if it's gross. My only concern so far with this is just how fibrous it actually is. But you know what? I'll boil it and I'll fry it and then I'll give it a try and I'll see if it's any good. But how it's looking right now, I can't say I actually have much hope for how it's going to be. But you know what? You never know, it might surprise me. Welcome back, and now it's time to do a bit of a taste test. And I thought, well, let me be brave enough and do a taste test on camera for the first time and give you my truly honest opinion on what this tastes like. So I will be honest, I did taste test it before I started the cooking process, and it kind of had a flavor and texture of waterlogged cardboard, which obviously made me think that if it does turn out to be anything edible, it's more than likely going to be very well suited to absorbing the flavors of whatever you add to this. And the other thing I noticed was it kind of had an even more fibrous outer skin that was about 5 millimeters or and a half a centimeter. So I peeled that off, and then even though it is still fibrous underneath, it's not as fibrous as that sort of outer skin layer. So I just cut off that extra outer skin layer. Then I boiled these for about 10 minutes and then gave them a bit of a fry with salt and pepper. And let's see if it's any good. Okay, so first and foremost, it tastes like salt and pepper, like something fried in salt and pepper. It really just absorbs the flavor, whatever it's been cooked with. It is still fibrous, but it's not unbearably fibrous, um, like a pandana's heart is. Think something more like a celery stick. So it isn't too bad. It is edible. I can see why people use this to add into their curries because it's something that will help to create volume in food. So if you need to create volume in food, like now, for example, it's Sunday lunch and the in-laws suddenly pitch up unannounced and they have lunch with you guys, well, why not just put in a few of the hearts of your banana tree just to help create more volume in the meal. Or if we are going through tough times and food is hard to come by, this is definitely something that you can add to a meal just to create more volume and that little bit of extra nutrition. Would I go out of my way and cook it again? Well, actually, maybe. I might just, because it's not too bad. Once you boil it and fry it, it's actually not too bad. And this may be something that I pre-cook and keep in the freezer to add to curries and stews going forward, or even some roast veggie. Like I said, just a little bit chewy and fibrous, but definitely edible. Most definitely edible. And if you are brave enough to give it a try and you have a banana tree or a plantain tree that needs harvesting, why not give it a try? And let me know in the comments what your honest opinion is on this, and would you cook it or keep it in the freezer for your family in times of need?